Hi,
Hey,
Doug.
how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, it's good. It's been kind of surprisingly, it's been a slow day. Usually Wednesdays are a little busy, but it's been it's been very slow day.
How is it when it's busy?
Uh, well, like I'll sometimes I'll get calls back to back. It's like, or sometimes they'll even overlap. I'll start getting a message coming through that I have a call while I'm finishing another one. But yeah, but not
How
today.
how
It's
many
been
conversations did you have today?
Oh God, today I only had three from 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock. Three regular conversations. Then I had a couple of the 5 minute um, trial.
Okay.
Somebody had 5 minutes. I hate those because they usually either hang up or they don't participate. They don't want to participate. And then so far, I came back on at two. I've had two. You and this other girl named Haley. That she's one of my regulars. She lives in Turkey and she's wanting a change. She's probably going to move to France because she kind of was grew up in France. She lived in France for like 6 years of her life. So she's thinking about moving to Paris. So that's what we were talking about, whether or not she's going to do it. So tell me, how was your day?
It was a usual day. I went to work in the morning. I arrived there 8 a.m. and I worked until 1 p.m. because I am not working a full day because of the
Right,
pandemic, so we are
right.
working less than the usual.
Yeah, and for me, it's like with Cambly, I put a gap in my day to give myself time if I want to go work out well, that's before the pandemic got worse again. I would go to the gym. Yesterday, I went out and walked for about an hour and a half. I did a pretty good walk. But yeah, today, not so much. I felt inspired to cook, so I made a crispy Thai omelet, and it was so good. But anyway,
I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna be back to the gym today. I'm gonna work
yeah,
out a little bit, be back
I've
on
got to
track.
get back. I've got to get back in there. I thinking about this again last night, and I think I told you about this yesterday. I really want to move to Thailand, and the thoughts of getting off an airplane in the middle of June in a temperature that's would be 105 degrees Fahrenheit and a humidity of 95%, weighing 360 pounds. No. Yeah, I've got to get my weight back off.
How tall are you, Doug?
6'5".
So, can you convert to meters,
Yeah.
centimeters?
Yep, I sure can. I used to know this. Now I forgot. It is. Hang on, I've got my height conversion here. Height conversion, not Heidi Klum. I am 6 foot to be 74 inches. They were at 72, 73, 74. No, that's wrong. I'm just gonna put in here 6.4. Be close. But comes to centimeter, 196 centimeters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
190. Yeah, I am 180.
yeah. I'm 190. What did I say? I done forgot already. About 196. It's 195.5. So
You're
yeah,
you're really tall.
yeah. And my cousin, I've got two cousins that are even taller than me. My sister's close to my height. She's just a little bit over 6 feet tall. So I'd say she's like 6.2 feet. She's 188 centimeters. Yeah. But I have my first cousin. He is gigantic, 207 centimeters. So yeah,
Does he play any sport?
he's
Basketball?
a chef.
Chef.
He's a professional chef. Yeah, his wife is a nurse. She's from, um, oh God, Jamaica originally. She's from Jamaica, and she's a nurse, and he is a chef. He is a professional chef. Went to culinary academy. Traveled all over the world cooking, and moved back here after his little boy was born. So, yeah.
Do you get any recipe with him?
Oh yeah. Well, most of the stuff that he tells me, he's like, I already know how to make. Because me and him and his nephew is also a chef. Now he's got a dream job as a chef.
A
He
family, a
works in.
family of chefs.
We're either chefs, or teachers, or nurses. That's typically the three jobs. And then there's the oddball, me, the anthropologist. But yeah, he makes desserts are amazing. He makes incredible desserts. But he taught me how to make all of my own dressings. I don't buy salad dressing. I make my own. Yeah.
I hate salad. I don't eat
Oh,
salad.
dude, I eat a salad every day for lunch, at least. I love salads. And they're loaded down. They've got arugula and everything, lettuce and all in it. Roommates
Yeah, my
hate
my
it.
girl my girlfriend tries to make me eat vegetables, but I don't.
I eat a lot of vegetables. I like vegetables. But I grew up on a farm, but we didn't. It's like we had beef cattle, but those were to sell. That was for money to pay the taxes and everything else. So we might occasionally, Dad might have a beef, sent to the slaughterhouse or whatever. But we, oh my God, we ate so much vegetables. My parents' garden it's giant. It is huge, and they bring me vegetables, and I've got jars of canned green beans and everything else. But when we were growing up, it wasn't uncommon for us to have a full meal of just beans, potatoes, corn, whatever was in season. And of course, my father would say, "Where's the meat?" My mother would say, "Eat what you got." She
What
wouldn't.
about fruits? What's your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit? I eat a lot of apples. Um, oh gosh, but I love oranges. Um,
I
and we got a little dog. She's a Pomeranian mixed with a Dotson. Loves oranges. If I'm peeling an orange, I have to give her pieces of it. She loves oranges. Weird. But yeah, probably oranges and apples.
My
Yeah.
favorite one is lemon. I eat everything made out of lemon.
I told a lie. I love pineapple. Is probably my favorite. Yeah, pineapple. And it was one of the hardest words in Thai for me to remember in Thai. I don't know why. It's saparud. Saparud is a
Saparud.
pineapple. Saparud. It's
Saparud.
There you go. That's pineapple in Thai. Yeah, but yeah, I love pineapple.
Do you know what it is in Portuguese?
What is it?
It's abacaxi. Pineapple is abacaxi.
What is apple in Portuguese?
Maçã.
Masa. I think that's the same in Spanish and Italian. Masa. Yeah. It's easy in Thai. It's apple. Apple.
Apple.
Apple. And strawberry is strawberry.
Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still strawberry. It's funny. It has to do with how they spell, because there's certain, like my name, Doug, cannot be spelled in Thai.
How do they pronounce it?
Well, my friend Crit, he pronounces it fine. He calls me. He says Doug, but he's like, you can't spell your name because in Thai, the letter G, which is Gogai, is only a G at the beginning of a syllable. When it's at the end of a syllable, it makes a K sound. There is no G that goes at the end so I become Duck. It was
When
spelled.
I say your name, I pronounce the G or not? Do or
Yes,
dog?
Doug. Pronounce
Doug.
it like you're digging a hole. Doug.
Doug. Okay.
Mhm. It's short for Douglas. Yeah, my full name is
Douglas.
actually Douglas.
Douglas.
Now
It's
my
a common name. It's a common name here in Brazil.
oh
Douglas.
really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, it's an old Irish name. Um, yeah, Scotch Irish. Now my first name is Larry. That is spellable in Thai with only Larry, 3 letters. We'll spell Larry. So I'll probably end up going by my first name. While I'm
Doug, have you ever watched Butterfly Effect, the movie?
yeah, long. It's been years ago, but yes, I
Yeah.
have.
I watched it. I watched it a long time ago as well, and I re-watched it yesterday.
Oh God, I may have to do that. I haven't.
It's one of my favorite movies with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put that in my because that's one of those movies that I really liked, and I haven't seen it in a long time. So I may force the roommates to watch it. They're young, so it's like all these things that they've not seen. I'll spell it. I'll put Buffy. I was putting Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So there's all these movies. They're like, oh no, that's gonna suck, and I'm like, trust me. Oh, there it is. You'll love it. There we go.
I
Okay.
went to bed 3 a.m. because I was watching it,
Yeah. Well,
and
I was in bed by 10 last night.
I had to wake up 7 a.m. at 7 a.m.
Yeah, to be young, I couldn't do it now. Okay, I've got.
But I'm not
video.
supposed to do that.
It's hard on you. It really is. I sleep an average of about 6 hours. That's the most
6
I can
hours.
sleep at night. So last night I was in bed by 10 o'clock. I woke up.
I can't go to bed
Oh.
10 p.m.
I woke up about 3:30, forced myself to go back to sleep. Then I had to go pee like 4:30. I just got up and stayed up. And yeah, I'm always up very early before anybody else. Yeah, always been that way. When I was working on the job where I was traveling the country, we were doing remodels, and that was at night, so I would have to sleep during the day. I was miserable.
What's remodels?
It was these old stores, old retail stores, and we would go in and we would have like 5 to 10 days, depending on what we were changing, and like it was called a resets. We would have to move whole sections of the store, rip out sections, build new ones. Yeah, I usually had a crew of about 12 to 15, depending on what we were having to do. But it was all night shift, working all night, and I hated it, hated it. Because the worst part was I would be getting off at 7 a.m. My crew would be.
Were you the supervisor of the crew?
I was the site supervisor, yeah. So I was the site supervisor. They were all like, up, we're going to bed. Well, I still had an hour of paperwork to fill out. Then I had 2 separate meetings that I had to have a meeting with my boss and then a meeting with the corporate person, for the company we were working for, or, that we're contracted with. I wasn't getting in bed until 10 or 11 o'clock, so I was like sleeping, and then I'd have to be back up at like 5 to go back in and prep before my crew came in at 7. So when it came up at the end of the year before last, and they were like, oh, you're coming back? Nope, I'm not.
So it wasn't worth it.
No. But the final straw was one of the new guys that was actually a friend of mine. He was traveling with me. He got his paperwork for his new contract for the year, was making the same amount as I was. That was what finally made me decide I'm done. And I told him that. I said, it's not right that all the responsibility and all the duties are falling on me, that I'm the site supervisor, but my crew's making the same amount of money as I am. That's not right. Yeah. So, but I'm glad I left it. It's like if I did go back out on the road and doing that job, I would go with a different company. I would work for somebody else.